6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. What we do here is go back.
There's my mic. I was trying to find my microphone on here for a second. Hope everyone can hear me.
I'm sitting here like,
Hope everyone can hear me. I hope you like that little countdown timer I put on there. Try to let everyone know a little bit more when the show is going to be coming on. But yeah, as long as y'all can hear us all right and see us all right, this is Steven Jensen. I'm once again, as always, right here on Jesse's YouTube channel with Jessi Davin. So that makes a lot of sense. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a big giveaway. So we're really looking forward to that. We're getting close. Today we're going to be doing WWE Clash of Champions predictions. WWE's big pay-per-view. I say big. I feel like we have so many pay-per-views now. Coming up tomorrow, so we're going to be talking about that. I got a little bit I want to talk about right before we do that. But before we get into all that, Jessi, how's it been going?
been going all right. Been better, but I've also been way worse. So, just happy to be here. Been a crazy day with college football. I want to say thank you to everyone who's in here. I know there's some really fun games going on right now. And I just really appreciate that everyone's in here. You can double task. I mean, you can put a game on your TV and have us on your phone. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, you don't really need to listen to the announcers on football anyway. So that'd be really cool. So just thanks everyone for being here. And I'm just happy to be able to talk about this really weird pay-per-views. It feels like there shouldn't be a pay-per-view, but hey, let's just do it anyway. How are you?
I'm good. It's going to be interesting doing this because, like, I really don't know. I haven't even looked over the card for Clash of Champions. So this is going to be, like, legitimate first reactions to me even knowing some of these matches are even happening. But yeah, things are going good. Today, there is a big UFC pay-per-view. So we got UFC 253 tonight. Main evented by Paulo Costa taking on Israel Adesanya for the middleweight championship. And in the co-main, we have Jan Blachowicz versus Dominic Reyes for the vacant light heavyweight title that John Jones held before vacating. So gonna be a lot of fun to watch that. My brother's gonna be coming over here hopefully in the next hour or two to start up the crock pot, because we be doing that all the time. Doing some chili in the crock pot today, so see how that goes. Yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah,
brown meat before you put it in.
Yeah, good call
because it'll just disintegrate.
Corey Williams says he's currently double fisting your content. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Welcome back to the chat. Welcome back, Dylan. Welcome back, B-Man TV. Everyone who's in here. Jay Jeezy.
Ben.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Corey. I think Corey. The other
Corey was in here.
Was at the top.
Yeah.
Or during the waiting room. But either way, appreciate everyone joining us today. As always, super chats. I know Jesse put it in the chat there. That's going to be super important today because we are going to go through the card. Our podcast today will probably only be like an hour or so long, probably an hour, like maybe an hour and a half. So it's something where we're going to go from the bottom of the card to the top. If you want your prediction read out loud, if you have any statements, anything you want to talk about with the show, if there's anything at all that you want us to talk about, even if it's off topic from Clash of Champions or anything else that we're talking about. If you want us talking about what you want us to talk about, make sure to hit us with a super chat, or the donation link is also in the description of this video. They both work the same way as far as us, addressing whatever you want us to talk about with those. Well, I guess I'll just get this out of the way real quick because there was one topic outside of Clash of Champions that I wanted to bring up before we got into it. Excuse me. And this topic is something that I've been calling for quite some time. Definitely for the entirety of the show that me and Jesse have been doing, but it branches much farther than that on my own podcast and guest appearances I've done elsewhere. My Twitch channel, twitch.tv/fighttalk_. Make sure to subscribe for ad-free viewing. It's free if you have Amazon Prime, by the way. But something I've been talking about over and over and over and over again is finally happening. Kyle O'Reilly finally getting a singles push in NXT. He's going to be wrestling Finn Balor for the NXT Championship at the next TakeOver. I believe it's on October 4th. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to Kyle O'Reilly because he's a guy who I was a huge fan of on the indies. He's a guy who, like, I've interviewed wrestlers such as Dan the Dad, a.k.a. Danny Adams, who has told me that the most intense workouts he's ever gone through is when he was training and Kyle O'Reilly came in as like a guest trainer, and he said that Kyle goes harder than anyone he's ever seen. They all have so much all the wrestlers have so much respect for this guy. On top of that, he does it with diabetes, which a lot of people might not know.
Is wild, yeah.
So like he has to always be paying attention to like his blood sugar and all that kind of stuff, and he goes out there.
His intake, his output, yep.
The pandemic and stuff has to be careful. You know what I mean? Like so he's a guy who has overcome some personal stuff. He goes hard as hell. He's a universally liked guy. He's one of my favorite in-ring wrestlers in the world. Like I am so happy that I know a lot of people know what I'm talking about, but there's also a large percentage of people who haven't seen it yet. And I think a lot of people are going to be really pleasantly surprised with Kyle O'Reilly as a singles wrestler. And that layer with Adam Cole, like, gives me a little bit of hope too, because I feel like Kyle might actually beat Finn, because then the Kyle and Adam Cole feud would be incredible, because it was incredible in Ring of Honor.
Ooh, yes.
So I wanted to get that out of the bat right off the bat, right out of the way. I told Jesse before the show, is like, we're definitely doing Clash of Champions. That's pretty much going to be it. But I have to at least give a shout out to Kyle O'Reilly because I talk about him so much on the show.
Yes. And I said, hell yes. Go off, sis. Like, let's go. Yes.
Are you excited for it after all the talk that I've been doing? I mean, I know you watch it.
I'm really excited because it's it's something different. B, it's something we want to see. And C, it's Kyle O'Reilly, and he's incredibly talented. You've put him over to me all the time. You've convinced me. I've seen it. And like you said, I think that Finn Balor, to me, doesn't need the NXT Championship. I feel like it's just like a placeholder to get this storyline kind of headed somewhere. The Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole, which would be freaking amazing. So I completely agree, and I'm really excited. And I think it was kind of a consensus on Twitter as well that Kyle O'Reilly being the number one contender and, facing Finn Balor, I think that it's, everyone's happy with it. So let's effing go.
I thought the match itself was really good on NXT. That
Yes.
gauntlet match where he went through the whole gauntlet and basically because I'm obviously a huge fan of Eddie Kingston, huge fan of Moxley. I always watch AEW over NXT, but I did dual screen that show, and I did pay a lot of attention to the. So I had to actually go back and watch both so I could fully watch each. But as it was live, I've missed a good chunk of Moxley and Eddie, and I love those guys. But I was also like, oh my god, Kyle's actually he's still in this thing, and then I saw him pin someone else and submit someone else, and I'm like, oh my god, the Kyle might actually win this whole thing. So yeah, I was a huge fan of that. I don't know what y'all think of the chat about that. I don't know if y'all are keeping up with NXT or are fans of O'Reilly. I'm a fan of all those Undisputed Era guys, but I've just been beating the drum for O'Reilly for so long that I'm like, finally one of my guys is breaking through. So I love it.
Yeah.
But anyways, the rest of this is going to be about WWE Clash of Champions. And before we actually do the predictions, I want to give a big shout out to WrestleRumble.com. There's no pick'em contest, but this raffle ends, I believe it's this Sunday, September 28th. So it's going to be right after Clash of Champions. Oh, sorry, September 27th, right after Clash of Champions, tomorrow night. And the belt will be shipped out the next night on the 28th. So maybe.
Dang.
Yeah, dude, they're fast. The NXT title that I won from them, I got it in 3 days.
Hannah got hers right away.
They're amazing over there. And then the reason I'm bringing them up is because, although there is not a pick'em contest, they're doing the Gold Rush raffle right now. It's $1. It's going to end tomorrow night. Throw in a couple bucks. You have the opportunity to win up to 8, or not up to, one person's going to get all 8 of these. It's just one winner, 8 title belts. NXT Women's title, NXT Heavyweight title, NXT North American title, both NXT Tag Team titles, NXT UK Men's title, and NXT UK Women's title, and the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. All of those are going to go to somebody for $1. You can put as many entries as you want in there. Full disclosure, I know Hannah Moore put in $20, and she won 5 belts last time. Just want to throw that out there. That might be a good number to go with. That's the number I usually go with. I usually go with 20 entries myself and just roll the dice. But there was 4,000 people in it. Hannah just has the best luck ever. Amazing. But that all being said, WrestleRumble.com. Check them on our Twitter at WrestleRumble. I'll bring them up again at the end of the show just as another reminder. But Clash of Champions, Jessi. I guess what are your thoughts heading into this show before we actually pick the winners and losers here?
Here's the thing about WWE and their build to pay-per-views and then the actual pay-per-views themselves. I feel like when there's no build to a bad build, and I mean there's a few there's one exception, maybe 2 to build, and we'll talk about that as they go on here. But I honestly feel like when it seems with every fiber of my being that this pay-per-view is going to be a disaster, WWE actually pulls it off and they give us a really good show. And there's actually really good wrestling on it. And it's actually really fun. And I have a really good time because my expectations are below 0.
Yes.
So I feel like this will actually be good. I really do. Even though the build has been garbage, the anticipation is non-existent. The excitement is dull, like a freaking knife that you put through the dishwasher. It is just blah. I could probably care less about this pay-per-view, but that just tells me that it's going to be really good. Which makes no sense, but it's true.
Yeah, I mean, going in with low expectations is the name of the game when it comes to WWE right now.
Absolutely.
There's a few things I am looking forward to, which we're going to talk about on the show. So it isn't 100% bad, but I go into it I talk about it all the time. When I watch Raw and I'm like, okay, let's see how bad this is. Then every now and then they surprise me. I'm like, oh, that was really good. But most of the time you're like, yeah, Retribution, that was really bad. So
their Twitter game is good though, I guess.
It's hilarious. Yeah, I can't remember. I just retweeted
funny.
Someone who made a good point about that. where was it? Then here it is. Oh yeah, Gary Cassidy. Retribution turned face by creating Twitter accounts. That's so true. But yeah, we'll see how the show goes. Once again, last reminder, super chats. Let us know what you think about the show as we're going through it. If you have predictions yourself, if you have any comments, statements, anything at all, because otherwise, me and Jesse are just going to kind of go right through this card. And I guess we'll just start off here, and we'll skip around a little bit because I'd imagine this will probably be the main event, but I guess I'll start off here because this is something I'm actually really looking forward to, even though we've seen it 1,000 times. We got Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews for the United States Championship. Okay, although we have seen it 1,000 times, the reason I like this is because I like the Hurt Business a lot. I think they're a really really good stable. It's weird that they're heels that are the only ones with the balls to just fight Retribution. So they're kind of pseudo baby faces in that sense. Yeah, which I'm okay with if done right. It's just weird because WWE has conditioned us so much that their product is one or the other, whereas AEW we're kind of already used to the gray areas. But I mean, I think the match will be good. I expect Bobby Lashley to retain, and I hope, honestly, I hope Apollo Crews just joins the Hurt Business at this point. Give him something to do. You can just be you know what, fuck it. If you can't beat him, join him. These guys are badass. They're gonna teach me more, and maybe him and Cedric do some tag team stuff, or him and Shelton do some stuff, or he keeps doing singles stuff, but maybe for a different belt or something. But there's things they can do. I think it'll be all right. What are you thinking about this one? Even though once again we've seen it 1,000 times.
I completely am 100% with you on this. I've seen this match a gajillion times. Woohoo, whoop-de-doo. I feel like at this point, if they're doing this match again, it has to be Apollo Crews just giving in and joining. Honestly, it has to be, or there has to be a swerve. But like you said, even though we've seen it 3,572 times, Hurt Business is awesome. They're one of the best things about Raw. They're fun. Their shirts are awesome. The name is Supreme. And I really like what they're doing. I really honestly think it's great for Bobby Lashley, and I love the whole MVP dynamic as well. And so I am looking forward to this just because I like the Hurt Business. I am going to go ahead and say Bobby Lashley retains and then Apollo Crews just caves. Or Apollo Crews wins and then he joins. Either way, Apollo Crews has to join the Hurt Business. Or he just goes F it and joins Retribution, which would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that would actually make sense. It would actually make sense.
Yeah.
And we just got a donation. I'll go to that in just 1 second. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Dylan.
There was Ricochet also being a part of this. I wanted to bring that up too. I know that people are have been reporting that he could be, his deal might be coming up soon and he might not be re-signing, and if that's true, that's probably a really good idea. If I'm Ricochet, I definitely don't re-sign, and I'd let AEW sign me because my boys already work there, and you're definitely gonna get a job. But I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. But I don't know. I guess assuming Ricochet is gonna be around in the WWE, I feel like they've just kind of given up on him, right? I don't think whether, you know what I mean. At best, he keeps getting beat up by the Hurt Business. At worst, they just don't use him at all at this point, probably.
Yeah. I mean, my husband just came in and actually gave a really good point.
Okay. Go for it.
He said he thinks what's going to happen is this match is there's going to be no finish. Retribution's going to come in and start whooping on the Hurt Business, and they're going to start setting up Survivor Series.
Oh, that's probably exactly what's going to happen. That's a really good prediction. Yeah, good call.
He can read. He reads WWE. He tells me exactly what's going to happen before it happens.
And that is true. That's true with a lot of the stuff, especially if you watch Raw. They have the Ultimate Out card now, where whenever they put a match together where they don't really want someone to win or lose, Retribution just interferes. It's the total
they're the cop out.
Dylan, once again, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Dylan. You're awesome, Dylan. Thank you.
Jesse, you want to go ahead and read that one?
Yes. Dylan with the super chat. Thank you so much, Dylan. Like I said, thank you. You have no idea how much this means to me. Lashley is part of the Hurt Business while holding the U.S. title. It's absolutely badass right now. But Apollo's just going to be going back to catering. Could be. Could be. I mean, my God, this could be their way of ending, just kind of closing this chapter on Apollo and moving him on, or just moving him on to catering. But absolutely, Lashley with the U.S. title as part of the Hurt Business is fantastic.
And I'm sure the catering in WWE is good. I'm sure they bring in
Yeah,
good catering.
I'm sure it's fantastic.
Yeah, that's part of me. Like, that's got to be so frustrating as a wrestler to be like, man, like I know I could be doing so much more, but they never use me on TV. But like, I'm getting paid to show up and like eat some pretty good food. It's kind of a weird thing to. It's a weird line to be on. It's like, do you want to leave that? I'm not saying like Ricochet or Apollo like in particular, but like there's been a lot of wrestlers in like recent years that are in that position where it's like they're not being used on TV, but they're getting paid good money to like just show up and eat catering. But as competitors, they're like, I want to be out there and contributing, but like they're getting paid anyways to like work for the best or the biggest company in the world. It's kind of weird to think about. Haley Lucas with another chat.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Haley, thank you and welcome. I know you said you finally made it to the chat, so we're glad to have you here, Haley. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Haley. I'll start this one off because this is actually one that I'm really interested in this here. So she says, I'm late to the chat, but I know Bo Dallas is predicted to be the person in the vignette on NXT could have possibly be Ricochet. The only reason I don't think it would be Ricochet is because I think they've at least heavily implied that it's a former NXT heavyweight champion. Because they held the NXT heavyweight belt in that vignette. But if it isn't, Ricochet in NXT I think is a great option.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
but completely agree.
And I also say I think Bo Dallas being that person is also a great option. I want to see it. I'm totally down for it.
Is Ricochet a former NXT champion? Because didn't they say
he never won the world title? He won the North American title though.
Okay, so that could be he never won the NXT championship because he said. I know they said it was a former NXT champion, but it could be the North American. So, okay, so it could technically be Ricochet, but I just the Bo Dallas thing is like, whoa. I was like, he's still around, but it makes sense.
Yeah, my thing with him is more so just because like his run in the original NXT was actually really good.
Yeah, it was.
And then he hasn't done anything pretty much since then that like actually meant anything. He's had some random spots on the show, like Social Outcasts and like little mini pushes here and there, and like him and Axel and stuff, but like never really. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see, but then again, there's quite a few people you could say that about, not just Bo. Like I guess you could even say it about like Bobby Roode, even though I think Bo Dallas would be a better option to go back to NXT right now than Bobby Roode would, like personally.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, me too.
But great question, Haley.
Yes, thank you.
Issa, how's Roman doing?
Issa's here.
Yeah, my little guy.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Jessi, what do you think about this? We got Street Profits taking on Andrade and Angel Garza. This is for the Raw Tag Team titles. Who do you think wins and why?
I like the Street Profits as the tag team champions. I do. I think they're fun. I don't know. This just feels repetitive again, doesn't it? But I mean,
yeah,
I guess
they've been doing it. Yeah.
I guess they could set up like Humberto Carrillo and Dominic Mysterio as potential challengers because they've kind of had that feud going. So I don't know. I feel like never mind. I was gonna say Zelina Vega make it, but she's got a match. So I was gonna say she could come out and the whole poisoning thing could come back. Man, I don't really know. I've enjoyed the Street Profits on commentary. I thought they've been really fun. I've enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna say Andrade and Angel Garza.
Yeah, this is a really hard one to pick as far as like, because my gut is telling me Street Profits, but
Yeah.
I want to see Andrade and Garza versus Humberto and Guerrero.
Yeah.
And I'm calling him Guerrero on purpose, by the way.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be really, really good. Like I love Andrade and Garza. I think both of them are super
they're
talented.
great. Like, my God, their match with Dominic. Didn't they have a match with Dominic and Humberto? It was really good.
This past Monday was them and Murphy and Rollins in that.
That was right. That was a really good match too.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the other thing is, why would they do Andrade and Garza again unless it's like, okay, this is the time to give them the belt? So, my gut's telling me Street Profits, but I'm actually going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Andrade and Angel Garza to win the Raw Tag Team titles.
Nice.
Moving on, we have Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. Jeff Hardy is putting his Intercontinental Championship on the line in a triple threat ladder match.
It's gonna be good.
It will be good. I did not watch Smackdown last night. I watched Paradigm Pro Wrestling. Shout out Paradigm Pro. They put on a great event last night.
I saw you tweeting about that.
Yeah, they put on a great event last night on IWTV. I'll give them a little plug ski. I don't get paid by them, but jump $10 a month. IndependentWrestling.tv. That is the best $10 a month I spend on wrestling. No joke. But yeah, watch that. So I didn't watch SmackDown. I did see that they had this match last night, but not in a ladder match, obviously. And I think AJ won, I believe. Or at least he was
Jeff Hardy won, I think, because I was really mad at his hair.
Okay, maybe it was something. I saw like some clips on YouTube. Maybe it was AJ like had the belt at the end of it or something like that, or like before the segment ended, he was holding the belt or I saw something like that. I could be regardless.
I think at the beginning, I can't remember. I was too pissed off at his hair. I don't know why. I was just in a mood last night.
Whose hair? AJ's hair or Sammy's or Jeff Hardy's hair?
I don't know why. I was so dang mad at his hair. It just looked weird. It was ridiculous. I was being ridiculous last night.
I like Sami Zayn with the like the shagged out
quarantine hair. Yeah.
I like it. Well, I guess it's on me for the first prediction. I'll say, I mean, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, and that doesn't have any like. That's actually more of like a testament to these three guys. Like, none of them need the Intercontinental title. I mean, if I remember correctly, Hardy beat AJ just straight up for the belt, so I don't know why AJ is in this. Because like Sammy has like an actual gripe, like he was not showing up to the show because of quarantine and never lost the title. AJ straight up lost to Jeff Hardy, so I don't really get that, but I don't know. I mean, this is literally like I'm going to say Sami Zayn. Like, I'm just going to go with the guy who I feel like has the least chance of winning. And I like him, obviously. Like, I like Sami Zayn. I like all three of these guys. Jeff Hardy, I talk about it all the time. People don't often put Jeff Hardy on their list of, like, best WWE superstars ever, but, like, he's way up there for me. He's like, top 15 probably, if you, like, really think about it. I know that sounds crazy, but, like, I know not to you, but, like, a lot of people listening, that probably sounds insane, but, like, he's been over as hell since, like, the late 90s.
So over?
Yeah. Like, super recognizable. Anyway, that's just a personal opinion of mine. I think Jeff Hardy, he's a made man in WWE either way, no matter what he's doing. AJ's kind of the same at this point, too, as far as, like, at any time he could just be the world champion and, like, no one would have a problem with it.
Yeah, no one.
So I think Sami Zayn also could benefit the most from having this title. So I'm going to go with Sami Zayn. What do you think?
You know, I was going Sami Zayn. However, we did get a super chat from Dylan.
Oh, thank you, Dylan.
So much, Dylan. That really means a lot to us. Like, seriously, thank you again, Dylan. Like I said, guys, you want your predictions in here? I'm reading Jeff's. I'm reading Dylan's right now. So, just go ahead and super chat or do the Streamlabs tip in the description. That would be really cool. But thank you so much, Dylan. He says, I'm picking Jeff Hardy because all I think about is Jeff Hardy ladders. So I'm picking Jeff. And it is a ladder match. And that makes a lot of sense. Like, that started making me question my Sami Zayn pick, because the reason I picked Sami Zayn was because when I was watching the match last night, he definitely had the most passion. I feel like he's holding the biggest grudge right now I feel like AJ Styles is just kind of comatose in limbo, just kind of whatever. I feel like Jeff Hardy is tired. He looks tired. And even though it's a ladder match, which you would think would be to Jeff Hardy's advantage, I feel like Sami Zayn, he's well rested, he's pissed off, and he is ready to fight and he's ready to win. And as much as we've seen it before, I would like to see Kevin Owens kind of be in this picture as well. And I feel like that's Sammy winning is a good way to get him in. Even though we've seen Sammy and Kevin fight 1,000 times, we know they have fight forever mentality and fight forever vibes, and I would like it. And I think I'm ready for that because I need something different, even though it's kind of the same. You know what I mean?
Ready to revisit it. Yeah, and even though they're not on the same show, I don't think that really matters when it comes to WWE.
No, they don't give a crap.
No.
Another trade.
But my line of thinking with Jeff Hardy is actually the exact opposite of yours and Dylan's, because you know what else Jeff Hardy is known for and famous for? Crashing and burning hard in ladder matches. Or not necessarily crashing and burning, but jumping off a ladder through a table. Sometimes people are on the table, sometimes they're not. But I can see Jeff Hardy going high risk, like right at the end of the match, doing something incredible, and then Sami Zayn takes the opportunity. But I could be wrong there too.
I live in fear. I live in fear when I watch Jeff Hardy.
Well, I live in fear of these types of matches in particular during the quarantine or during the pandemic and all this without fans. Like, imagine the no adrenaline and getting just, because like that's what helps them so much
more,
so much faster. Like, yeah, I big props to these guys for even doing this kind of match because that extra boost of adrenaline you would get from 20,000 fans cheering at you, you don't get in an empty arena, and that's tough. I say the same about UFC fighters, by the way. It's the same kind of thing where that's got to be real tough to get punched in the face. You don't hear people cheering and booing and stuff, and you're just like, it's like almost probably too real. You know what I mean? Moving on, you're up first on this one. We have Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura defending the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the Lucha House Party, which is going to be Kalisto, Gran Metalik, or Lince Dorado, or some combination of those three. Who do you think wins this match, and why, Jessi?
I think this will actually be really good.
Sure.
Obviously, because Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura are freaking legends, and Lucha House Party is actually really good. They're actually fun to watch. But I like Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura together as champions. I want them to win. I don't really want Lucha House Party to win because I don't feel like, while Lucha House Party is very talented in the ring, I don't feel like they can build feuds very well. They can't cut promos very well. So having them as champions just doesn't make any sense. But they're good challengers, and I just see Cesaro and Shinsuke winning just because they're just them together is so dominant, and they deserve to keep winning. Please.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's gonna be a good match. I definitely think Cesaro and Shinsuke retain. I think that Kalisto at one point was getting some pretty serious pushes. Like, he was having feuds with Ryback,
yeah, he was.
and
I remember that.
Yeah, he was the U.S. champion, and then he cut one of the worst promos ever when he forgot what he was gonna say, and then he said something about I was gonna go do lucha stuff or something like that. It was so bad.
Go do lucha things, I think it was.
Yeah. So how are you gonna beat him? I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna get him with the lucha things or whatever. Just oh no, I didn't know he was still on camera. I'm like, so bad. That all being said, I think the actual match will be really good. Love Nakamura and Cesaro. Love Nakamura and Cesaro individually, and I think they make for a good team as well. At least it gives both guys something to do that's at least somewhat important.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, same with House Party 2. They're House Party 2. Oh, that was a movie, House Party 2. Same with Lucha House Party also. At least they have something to do here, and I think the match is going to be really good. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think I mentioned Nakamura and Cesaro. I think are going to win there. After that, we've got Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler defending the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against the Riot Squad. I'm gonna go with. I mean, my personal choice to win this would be Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I want them to go up. I want them just to do this to every team, where they just go out there, just Nia
Please, God.
throws them around,
Yes.
Shayna chokes them, and like that's just domination. That's what I want to see. And so that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna say Nia and Shayna win, just because they're just too big and too strong for the Riot Squad. What do you think?
I agree. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, like this tag team is the best thing that could have happened, aside from Raw Underground to Nia Jax. I feel like putting Nia Jax with Shayna Baszler takes the pressure off her, gives her that ultimate heel mentality, and just it's unstoppable, unstoppable, badass women there to kick booty. And Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott don't stand a chance. They don't. Love you guys, sorry, but you don't. Not against these two. I don't think anyone does. I cannot think of a single women's tag team that has a damn chance.
Yeah, that's I
Other than like, I don't know, Asuka and hell, I mean, who do you put with Asuka?
see, like Asuka and Shayna would have made sense. Like the two of
That would have
them.
been so good. Didn't they tag once?
I think they did a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they've been teasing Shanna going after her title, but now she's kind of sidetracked with the tag team title thing. But yeah, I'm with you though. Like I feel like they have to put together. It either has to be like a tag team that they put together that's like two kind of powerhouses like that, like Asuka and someone else, like a Rhea Ripley or like something like that, or
Yeah.
or a team that like gets more established, like maybe Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan win, like they go on a streak of winning like a bunch of matches for a few months, then they run this back, and like by then maybe it's like it's a better matchup. I don't know, but I've said it 1,000 times. These titles mean pretty much nothing, but at the very least, I think that Nia Jax, for me, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler bring more interest to these belts than anything else. We've talked about it before. Bayley and Sasha having the belts together, it was cool because it was like they had all the belts, and I that was a cool thing. But as like a standalone thing, probably the most interested I could be right now would be in Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So, and this is coming from someone, I am not a Nia Jax fan as a singles wrestler,
Yeah.
but this dynamic works for me. Before we move on, Dylan's wrestling stuff with another super chat.
Dylan, thank you.
Yes, Jess, if you want to read that one out, it's about
Yes.
this match.
Dang, Dylan, thank you so much. He's got a swerve for us. He says, I'm picking the Riot Squad, but Jax and Baszler are going to retain. The Riot Squad is too much for them to handle, maybe. So you're going to pick them by DQ or something?
That's how it would have to be, I guess. in that
Yeah,
scenario.
or some kind of, which could happen. I mean, they're heels, Nia and Shayna. So, could work out. But yeah, they are too much to handle. Or the Riot Squad, I mean, I guess we are kind of underestimating like Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. But I just think I really do think that you put Nia Jax with Shayna. I just don't see how Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan can beat them. I don't. But I mean, if they do, Dylan, I'll be tweeting at you. I'll be like, Dylan was right.
yeah, for real. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I guess I'm just not giving Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan the credit because like it's against these two. Like if it was Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan versus like any other tag team right now, I'd probably go with them because they've actually been kind of building Riott and Morgan again. But yeah, like we've been saying, I just same with what Dylan said. I think that Riot Squad he's saying the opposite. The Riot Squad would be too much for them to handle maybe. So you're saying maybe the Riot Squad goes on like some big comeback of sorts or something like that, and then Baszler and Jax wind up like disqualifying themselves or something like that. It'd be interesting.
Y'all, Oklahoma just lost.
Oh wow.
They just got upset by Kansas State. Oh my God, RJ Young, are you okay? I am so sorry, guys. I'm a huge college football fan, and I've been like kind of anxiously looking at this game. Oh my God. They got beat by Kansas State.
What was Oklahoma ranked?
Like 6.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was that high.
Like maybe higher. Like playoff team. People had them in like the national championship game.
At least they lost early. That's better than losing
Yeah.
weight.
But on a one loss in the Big 12, you're done, dude.
Yeah.
Just absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, wow. Wow. Anyways, sorry.
Well, that was it for that match anyways. That was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess, we'll go. I'll jump around a little bit after this one. So we've got Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Bayley is defending the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I know. My husband's like, oh,
from the other room. Is he in another room or is he on the, outside?
He's outside. He's smoking bacon in the smoker.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Sounds really good. Love bacon.
Yeah.
I can't remember who. I think I went, then you went, then I went, then you went, then I went. So it's on you, Bayley and Nikki.
Me.
I think.
Bayley and Nikki. Bayley.
All right, moving on. We got.
Sorry. No, I just feel like there's got to be some kind of, even though Alexa Bliss is like kind of doing her thing with like the Fiend, you know what I'm saying? I feel like something has to happen here. I feel like Nikki Cross has to be at a crossroads, and she has to like kind of have like an identity crisis so that she can be able to hold her own. You have to fall before you can get back up, and I feel like this has to be her fall.
I think that makes a lot of sense, and I think it also makes a lot of sense for Bayley to retain the title here. So I'm with you. I think it'll be a decent match though. Like it should be fine. Should be fine. I'm just not that interested in it. Like a lot of it has to do with the fact that I just don't watch SmackDown on a regular basis. So I just have to be transparent with that. I don't see a whole lot of it. Nikki Cross is talented. She has been, especially like she had a lot of promise in NXT. Bayley's fantastic. She's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. So I mean, I think it'll be good. But I just don't see any reason to put the belt on Nikki Cross. So. And Bayley's doing really great stuff. The stuff that I have seen, because I'm watching all the pay-per-views still. Every time I end Raw, so like when I see Bayley, like she still comes across to me like a top star, you know. So like I think they need to keep rolling with her as the champion right now. So I guess we'll do this one, and then we'll do these two after. So we have Asuka versus Zelina Vega. This is for the Raw Women's Championship. Since you went first on Bayley, I figured I'd go first on this one since balance it out a little bit there with the women's title matches. I would love to see Zelina Vega as the women's champion because I like her character a lot and she's really good in the ring. But I just like Asuka a little bit more as the champion right now. So I'm going to say Asuka retains. And that's really... Like, it could be Asuka versus anyone. Like, I would pick Asuka versus over anyone right now.
Yeah.
I think Asuka's just the best. This is nothing against anyone else. I just think that Asuka's the best overall female performer that WWE has on the quote-unquote main roster on Raw or SmackDown. Just my personal opinion. Charlotte's, like, there as well when she's around, but Charlotte is not there right now. So that's just my personal opinion. I think Asuka should be the champion. I think she should be a long-term champion, and I think she should hold the belt until somebody... I'm not saying Zelina Vega isn't formidable, but this is like her. She's just now becoming kind of a singles wrestler on the show. Like this would be a lot really quick. I think Zelina maybe built herself back up, similar to. There was another match on here I was talking about.
Nikki Cross.
About someone building themselves back up. Oh, like the Riot Squad, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Like maybe Zelina gets some wins and then, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Asuka. But I honestly I think that this will be. Of the women's matches, the tag team match or the other title match, I think this will be the best women's match on the show, and I think it'll be just one of the best overall matches because I think she's gonna surprise people who haven't seen her wrestle before. I think they're gonna be surprised.
They're gonna
how
be shocked.
good she is.
I completely agree. I completely agree with everything you said. I think Zelina Vega is absolutely talented, incredible. However, she's not championship caliber yet. We need to see more of her. Just logically, it makes sense. Giving her a championship match right out of the way, the odds are not in her favor, especially against Asuka. So I completely agree that Asuka retains, zero question. But we did get another super chat from Haley, who had some input on the other women's championship match that I completely agree with, and we kind of didn't even mention. So thank you so much, Haley. She said Bailey retains, and I think there will be a distraction by Alexa Bliss, causing Bailey to get the win. Hold off on Sasha getting revenge. Absolutely. I completely agree because Sasha is not ready. She's got the neck thing. Keep her brewing. Keep the tea nice and hot. Keep stacking up those receipts, girl, and you'll get them. So I completely agree, Haley. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Very good input.
Yes, thank you for the super chat again, Haley, and I'm with y'all. I didn't even mention Sasha, which I definitely should have. This is another reason, and probably the most important reason, outside of Bailey's talent, of course, that Bailey probably should just keep being the champion, because they are gonna have to do Sasha and Bailey, and the belt should definitely be on the line when that happens. So couldn't agree more. Yeah. Thank you very much, Haley. All right, so since you're the next one to do the first pick, I'll give you your choice. Which one do you want to go on? You want to do Roman and Uso first, or Orton and McIntyre?
Let's do Drew and Orton first, because I feel like everyone wants to know about Roman Reigns. And
I'm also wearing Roman Reigns' shirt that kind of wound up working out.
Yeah, good. There you go. So we're doing Drew and Randy, and I'm going right.
You're first, yeah. So we got ambulance match, WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defending his championship against Randy Orton. Last month, Drew McIntyre defeated Randy Orton, 1-on-1 for the title, like to retain the title. Been the champion since WrestleMania. But this is like the feud is carried over. We got Randy Orton. Crazy scary Randy Orton going out there and trying to get that belt here. And then we also have to keep in mind we have Keith Lee, who's not a part of the show, looming around in this story as well. So, and it's an ambulance match. So, Jessi, what do you think goes down here?
I would like to apologize first off to Drew McIntyre for never believing in him. I think I've picked against Drew McIntyre every single time, and every single time he's, proven me wrong. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a fantastic babyface champion. I think he deserves a crowd, and maybe that'll come soon. However, I'm going to have to pick Randy Orton simply because WWE can't stand to not 50-50 book things. Yeah. And I feel like they've been holding off on them actually having a match together on TV for that reason. I am so annoyed with the interference by Drew McIntyre to Keith Lee or vice versa. That has pissed me off so much that it would be nice to see Keith Lee interfere and just ruin it, and this would be a no title change, and maybe Drew McIntyre retains. I don't know, unless this is no DQ. Is it no DQ because it's an ambulance match?
Yeah, it's got to be. Anything goes, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. But here's the thing. If Keith Lee interferes, who's he going to help?
Right. And I think that makes it a little interesting, too.
And if it's truly anything goes, could he win it?
No. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say no, because on Raw Underground the other week, Kevin Owens versus Aleister Black was won by Dabba-Kato, so
That's right. However, I don't know if these go by underground rules.
Life goes by underground rules, Jessi. It's all of underground.
Oh my god, that's such a great quote. Life goes by underground rules. I love that. That's so anarchist.
Something that Retribution would say in a promo.
Yes!
I am T-Bar, and life runs by underground rules.
Oh my god. That's great.
Anyway.
That's great. However, I'm just going to pick Randy Orton to win, just so we can get... he cut a nice promo in front of that ambulance.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to go with Randy Orton. We have a super chat that I'll get to in just a second. Thank you again, Dylan. I'm going to say that Randy Orton wins here because I don't know why else you just keep running this match. It's a good matchup. Randy Orton's probably better than he's ever been in his whole career right now. He's killing it. Drew McIntyre at the top of his game as well. I think that considering there's been no crowds, they've actually built him pretty darn well as a champion. He wins matches. He goes out there. He's a fighting champion. He's a believable guy. He's huge. He has good mic skills. He's athletic. I mean, it's he checks every box that you would want out of WWE champion. he just hasn't had a crowd for circumstances that are completely out of his control. So we really don't know how it would have panned out with him as champion with the crowd or not. But here's the thing that a lot of people, I think, kind of overlook. I don't think that Drew McIntyre is the kind of person or going to be in a position where he's the champion, then loses the belt, then he's just irrelevant. I think he's going to get another title match again soon. And then, like, if he doesn't win it then, you put him on the other show and have him win the world title there. Like, they've built him to the point. They put enough stock into him as Vince McMahon that Vince McMahon is probably sitting there going, like, he's a main eventer. Like, he's a straight-up main eventer from now on. So, like, whether he has the belt or not, I think this has done a huge service for Drew McIntyre's standing in the WWE.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but I think that you have to put the belt on Orton if you're like, because here's the thing: if you put the belt on Orton, then you immediately have Keith Lee, who can be like, "Hey, I beat Orton straight up last month, so I should get a title shot. Like, I should be number one contender." And he also has these matches with McIntyre where he hasn't lost. Like, they keep getting interrupted by Retribution and stuff like that. So there's a lot of built-in things for Orton already, and that holds him over as the champion until Edge comes back, and they can have their trilogy with the title on the line whenever Edge can return from injury. So I think that all makes sense.
Ding, ding, ding.
So that's what I'd go with. But I want to just make it really clear. Huge shout out to Drew McIntyre. Whether he retains or not, the guy was put in just a super unfortunate situation of getting his big break when people couldn't be there for it. It sucks. It sucks for even like casual perception. My brother, who's I talk about it all the time, doesn't watch wrestling, but like watches it enough to know a little bit about what's going on because he's here so often. Like, every time he sees McIntyre, he's legitimately like, "Oh, that poor guy," because he watched WrestleMania with me. Like, he saw him win against Brock, and no one was there, and he's like, man, like, he feels like bad for the guy, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Orton. I think it's gonna be a really good match. Dylan's wrestling stuff chimed in with a super chat during that pertaining to this match.
Thank you, Dylan.
Yes, thank you so much. Says, I'm picking Randy Orton because 1, Drew needs fans. 2, Randy cannot lose.
Bong. Yep.
Yeah.
Bing bong. Right. Amen, yeah. Dylan. Thank you.
He's in a spot where he can't lose. I totally agree.
He really is in a spot where he can't lose. It's very true. That's a really good point. Like, how many more freaking chances is he going to get? Like, at this point, you got to put it on him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, otherwise you don't just keep running this match back over and over again, I feel like. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it'll be good. And the other thing is, too, an ambulance match gives you a lot of outs. So, like...
Yes, it does.
So, like, something can definitely happen, really on either side, to be honest, like, to help either person win and or lose. So it's, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can get around it, and both guys still look good in a loss. So yeah, main event time. I love this matchup. Well, I love the build so far.
Yeah.
The match will probably be really good. Like,
it'll be passionate. That sounds gross, but it'll be, you know what I mean? There'll be a lot of emotion.
It's gonna be like
passionate was probably the wrong word to use.
It's gonna be like the end of the movie Bruno. You ever see that movie?
Oh no.
Straight Dave's mixed martial arts fights. So we have Roman Reigns defending the WWE Universal Championship against his cousin Jey Uso. Roman's gonna have Paul Heyman in his corner. I did watch the whole segment from last night between Roman and Jey. Thought it was really, really, really good.
Man.
Yes, and Roman is a full-on heel. Like, he's beyond the point of me thinking like, oh, this is a temporary thing where he's just gonna turn on Paul. Right? Like, no, I think this is like for the foreseeable future. This is the Roman Reigns we're getting. And he's saying like such good stuff. Like he's like yelling at Jey.
Take my seat at the head of the table.
Yeah, and as corny as that kind of is, it's like it's perfect. Like, it's literally exactly
Family Feud.
Yes. What? Family Feud? Oh, that's a game show. Yeah. Shout out Steve Harvey. Yeah, so I love it though. Like it all makes sense, and this gives Jey Uso a humongous opportunity to do something on his own, and I don't think there's any way in hell Jey Uso wins the championship. I think Roman Reigns definitely retains here, but I think also because Roman and him have known each other their whole lives and they're tight. Like you'd imagine Reigns wants to make Uso look good here too. Like he's gonna try to make a star. I mean, Jey Uso's already a part of arguably one of the best tag teams WWE's had, especially the last like decade or so. The Usos have been one of the best tag teams they've had, but that's as a tag team. This gives one of the two an opportunity to do something on their own. But yeah, Roman Reigns is definitely my prediction. What do you think?
I agree. I feel like this match is the match. If it wasn't clear from last night, I think it will be very clear because of this match that Roman Reigns is a full heel. This will be the match that will seal the deal. I feel like that's the point of this match. I feel like it's the point to solidify him as a wreck everyone and leave. I will do this for myself and my family, and I feel like this is the pinnacle turning point for Savage Roman Reigns. Like, I feel like he will just not give a fuck. Or oops.
No, I've already yeah, we're already beyond that, yeah.
Okay. He will not give a frick. He will just annihilate everyone like he has been. Pure savagery, awesome. I loved last night. I think while he's gonna make Jay look good, this is one of those matches where it's gonna be very beneficial for them to have it in the Thunderdome and not in front of a crowd because you're gonna be wanting to hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be like not vocal, but there's gonna be a lot of like dialogue. I feel like it's gonna be really good. I pick Roman to win very handily, and it's going to be great. And we do have a super chat from Dylan who has some input. Thank you so much, Dylan.
Yes.
Been the MVP. Thank you. He says Roman's going to win because I love what they did last night, but come tomorrow night, Jay's going to get slaughtered in about 3 minutes. Very well could. Very well could. I mean, they wanted to shock us with this new Roman Reigns. That would be the way to do it.
Yeah, I'd like that a lot. I mean, it would be cool to see what Jay can do, though. Like, I mean, he's had some pretty good showings in, like, the matches he's had leading up to this. But, like, realistically, then, like, I mean, on paper, Roman should destroy him. He should wreck him and leave, as he has been saying. Daniel Price, 24/7 title gets you free hot dogs at 7-Eleven. Don't be knocking free hot dogs at 7-Eleven. That sounds fucking dope, man. I would love to get some free gas station hot dogs are great. Gas station hot dogs are great.
They are.
I'm just kidding, Daniel. That's pretty much what the 24/7 title is worth. Probably about a hot dog. Yeah. I mean, so overall, any like kind of final thoughts on this show? Like anything that you think might surprise us, or is there any like returns or anything like looming out there that you can think of that?
It'd be cool to see Brock Lesnar return, but I don't really see the point. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see that. I think he's still negotiating with the UFC right now. Like, there's a lot of interest in Brock Lesnar fighting John Jones.
Oh, that's true.
That'd be so
that's
sick.
True.
That'd be legit. Like Shane McMahon, like that's sick, bro. That's sick.
That's sick.
Like, that's
sick.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed is Retribution doesn't show up to pay-per-views, so I fully expect Retribution to just tweet the whole time.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. I didn't even bring up Retribution as like, I mean, well, we did, I guess, for the.
For the Hurt Business. That's true.
Yeah, that'd be funny if like they're like
T-Bar just goes off on Twitter.
They attack like some of the Raw matches, but like don't attack the SmackDown. Everyone's like tweeting online like, "Hey, why aren't you like there?" And then T-Bar's on Twitter like, "We conform to the rules. We only attack superstars that are contracted to the same brand that we are." Like.
He explains it.
Yeah. I mean, I love that he at least explained the... I mean, it's weak.
It was weird, but
I'm gonna
it
read
was
it
like,
out real
okay.
quick.
Yeah, I didn't even hear it, but I kind of... You read it. I'll react.
it says, and so he was responding to a lot of different fans that were saying things along these lines. So he finally just like had like a definitive tweet about it. This is T-Bar of Retribution. Says, yes, WWE is paying us to destroy their company because we were successful destroying it regardless. They think we are under contract, then they can... Oh, they think if we are under contract, then they can contain / manage our chaos. Professor Chaos, so Professor Chaos. But they will be unsuccessful. Stop overthinking literally everything. # Retribution. So that's what he's doing.
Hashtag.
I tweeted out another big fact about Retribution the other day. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This here, I noticed this, and I've been seeing. So the only people that T-Bar was following on Twitter as of a couple days ago were Slapjack Mason, Malcolm Bivens. So if Malcolm Bivens if he's a part of this, Malcolm, get the hell out of your contract, bro. Get out.
Yeah.
MJF's waiting for you in AEW, man. Like, we need to reunite the fucking Dream Team. Like, get Stokely Hathaway back there helping out his good buddy Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Oh my God. If all I can see here is maybe Malcolm is like, he joins this and he's like, yeah, I've been a fucking ninja for the last few months, if you haven't noticed. And then I saw like, now they're also following Mia Yim and Mercedes Martinez, so who are now called like.
She's got a name.
Yeah,
she's got a name.
Now they're like, they both start with R's. It's like
retaliate or regret.
Retaliation is one of them. Yeah, one of them is retaliation.
Can you turn your show down? Sorry.
I can't remember the name. It doesn't even. It's something like that. It's like. Retaliation and regret.
Remorse.
Someone in the chat will know. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got for Clash of Champions. I'm about to pull our sponsors up here in a second. While I'm pulling them up, if you want to tell people about kind of last second super chats and stuff.
Yes, of course. While Steven is pulling up the sponsors and everything, we'll go over that. If you have any last minute super chats or last minute Streamlabs tips that you'd like to get in, those really do help us out a lot. I will go ahead and get this out of the way. If you do like what you're seeing and you want to get notified when we have live shows or whatever, please do subscribe. We are giving away some prizes and a little prize pack for our 10K. We're like less than 150 subscribers away from 10K, so that would be amazing. We would really appreciate it. We love our chat. Our chat is freaking great. I look forward to this every single time we do it because of our chat, because of everyone watching. We want more like-minded people, so if you could give this video a thumbs up as well if you do like it. You don't have to, but if you want to give this video a thumbs up, it helps YouTube recommend this to like-minded people like you guys. It would really help us out. So please, if you like this, please do subscribe, and please do give this video a nice thumbs up.
Yes, and I hope we're still live because I saw my extra computer over here. Okay,
it looks like it.
We're still good. My computer was glitching out on the other side, so we're good.
We're
awesome. Good. Thank you for letting everyone know about all of that, Jessi. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about our sponsors a little bit. Boom. Starting off with Music City Toys and Collectibles. Basically, I say this all the time. They're nice people. They'll give you fair business. It's the truth. Their Facebook page is incredible. Check it out. Search Music City Toys and Collectibles. They do claim sales and live auctions and stuff. The next one they're doing is like really soon. Yeah, tonight actually. They have hundreds of Mattel WWE Elite figures, mint in box. So they got a whole bunch of stuff they're going to be doing tonight. What they do is they go live on video and they'll like hold up an item and they'll basically say what it is, how much the price is, and then basically the first person to comment saying they want it, they'll get that product for that price. They get invoiced the next day on PayPal. Super easy. I collect a lot of different stuff. Jessi, you got to see my AEW collection is growing more and more. I now have the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody, and Jericho from like the original set, and then I've got the little bit of the bubbly Jericho and the ringside exclusive Kenny Omega. So it's all coming together. My Brandy Rhodes is still on the way here from Ringside Collectibles. Hopefully I get that sometime soon. But that all being said, I collect figures, and if there's something I want a really good price on, and I'm not getting a good price somewhere else, or maybe I just can't find it at all, I hit up Music City Toys and Collectibles, because they give me good deals, and then they ship the stuff so fast. It's so great. So check them out on all social media. Shout out also to my brother, Brian Jensen. Brian is a professional boxing coach. He is a amateur boxing coach as well. He is a head trainer at LDBF Atlanta, which is a Parkinson's Foundation. He is a co-owner of Steel Boxing and Athletics, a gym here in Atlanta, Georgia. He can help you reach your goals. If you want to learn how to throw hands, get in better shape, whatever the case may be, he will help you out with that. He'll meet you in his gym. He'll meet you out in a park. He'll meet you at your work, at your home. Whatever's easy for you. Or if you can't meet in person, he'll help you online. He'll do a Zoom class with you. Whole bunch of different options. Give him a follow on Twitter at BoxingATL. That's BoxingATL. Hit up Brian, just like all our sponsors. Tell him that me and Jesse sent you his way. I promise you, he gives you a really, really, really good deal on whatever you're looking to do. So get a knockout workout without getting knocked out. Hit up Brian Jensen at BoxingATL on Instagram. And lastly, and never least, I talked about them at the top of the show. I'll talk about them again right now. WrestleRumble.com. Jump over to the website right now. $1 entries. There is 8 title belts that a winner is going to get for $1. It's going to be 8 NXT title belts. They're the real deal. The like $300 to $400 replica title belts. This is probably worth like $3,000, give or take. I'm literally just eyeballing. Of prizes that you can win for $1. Just completely insane. Awesome prizes. And they do pick'em contests as well, but there's no pick'em contest for these upcoming shows this weekend. This raffle ends tomorrow night, right after the Clash of Champions. It's going to be read out live on YouTube. Solid Monster. Check out his YouTube channel. He does his show reviewing the pay-per-view. And during that show, he will do the live raffle right in front of everybody live. So you know it's a legit random drawing. Happens right there live. And this is the place to be if you want to win some serious cash, some serious prizes for being a professional wrestling fan. So once again, WrestleRumble.com. Make sure to follow them on Twitter at WrestleRumble. You can follow me on Twitter at FightTalk_, FIGHTTALK_, or you can catch me on Twitch. Same as my Twitter. If you subscribe over there, I super appreciate it. Jesse subscribe, Dylan subscribe, Dylan in the chat. Anyone else in here who wants to jump over there on Twitch, I much appreciate it. You get emotes, you get badges, and you don't have to watch any advertisements. So it helps you out there too, but you can watch for free too. Just check it out. FightTalk_ on Twitch. All things MMA for my MMA videos. Sobros Network for my MMA podcasts. Other stuff too. I don't know. Twitter. Just check that out. and other things too. Sometimes I'm on Fightful every weekend. Fightful Select Weekender podcast. I'll be recording that tomorrow before the Vikings game. So yeah, that's pretty much all my stuff. I just try to keep it all updated on the Twitter. Jesse, what's up with you? I'm gonna make sure you get your Twitter pulled up here as well.
Yeah, my Twitter is basically where you want to find me. Jesse the Buckeye. It's down below, right below me. Also, the best way, if you want to DM me, if you want to talk with me, if you want to see stuff that I will absolutely not put on Twitter, then you want to go to my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Jesse the Buckeye. If you're subscribed and you're happy and you tell me on Twitter, I'll retweet you. I would really, really appreciate it. It's the best way, other than this YouTube stream, to support me and my growing family. It means a lot to me. Working really hard on it. Has some stuff planned for in the future and for now, and I love talking to my OnlyFans subscribers. It's like my favorite thing. So please, 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 if that's kind of your thing, something fun, want to talk with me daily, onlyfans.com/Jesse the Buckeye. That's where you'll find all the stuff you will not see on Twitter or on here or anywhere else. So please, I would really mean a lot to me if you go subscribe. It's fun over there, and obviously if you would like to, for free, subscribe here to the YouTube channel. It means a lot to us. Like I said, we're going to give away something fun, a few things fun, a little prize pack when we do our 10K giveaway. We're almost there, so it would really mean a lot to us. And yeah, so basically I'll be live tweeting what's it called? Clash of Champions, the whole dang thing we just went over. And I did sign up for this Thunderdome, but I feel like for me, logistically, it just makes more sense for me to just live tweet it with video reactions. Just because I don't gain any followers being in the Thunderdome, you know?
Yeah.
Don't make any money. So just, yeah, OnlyFans. That's the best way to, you know, talk to me literally all the time. So, yeah, and that's the best way to support me directly other than this live stream is my OnlyFans. And I do have a baby registry at Target and on Amazon Prime. I am 21 weeks pregnant. You don't have to buy anything off that. You really don't. But if you do, I send a handwritten thank you letter to the address that you provide in the envelope or whatever. So thank you, everybody, for that. And that's it for me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. I guess we will probably be back, I don't know, maybe Tuesday, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We can do Tuesday. We can talk the fallout from this show and kind of the trickle down on Raw. So we'll have some Raw and some Clash of Champions to talk about. And then maybe a little preview for whatever's upcoming on AEW. So, yeah. Look out for us on Tuesday. Probably around 2. Is it a 2 or 3 p.m. type of day? Probably Tuesday.
3.
So around 3 p.m. Eastern. Be looking out for the live chat, and we will always make sure to keep you updated on that on our Twitter accounts. So if you're following there, if you're subscribed to the channel, you should always at least have some sort of heads up that we're going to be going live. So
yes.
If you're watching the fights tonight, enjoy UFC 253. If you want to check out a little thing to get you hyped up about the fights, I edited a video for All Things MMA. Just jump on it. Actually, I'll pull it up right here on the screen for anybody who's left.
Do it.
I mean, technically, I guess I could just... I mean, I'm not going to play the video, but this is the video here. Whoops. Didn't mean to do all that.
No.
There we go. That'll work. Car. It is... yeah, here, I'll pull... I'll have that on mute right here. So this is 10 interesting facts about Paulo Costa. And he is fighting for the UFC Middleweight Championship tonight against Israel Adesanya. So if you want to get hyped up for the fight, this video went out a week ago and it has almost 100,000 views. So I'm happy about that.
Wow, awesome job, dude.
Thank you. I'm happy about this video. And I'm currently editing another one for them as we speak that should go up probably... And if not this weekend, probably within the next 2 weekends, I would guess, because it's pertaining to the next UFC pay-per-view. So look out for more of my stuff here. I have 2 videos here already. I'm working on another, like I said, and hopefully it's going to be a lot more to come. It's all things MMA. Just check them out. But yeah, that's it. Y'all enjoy WWE Clash of Champions, and we will see y'all on Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.